Nouns fans out there. Turns out, if Bait beat TSM, right, in this series overall, the Nouns are still, theoretically, mathematically, actually able to qualify the second spot for the major. That is if Bait can beat TSM.
I mean, we've talked about this in the last game. What was more likely? Nouns beating Shopify or Bait beating TSM? And we all agreed it's more likely, and it didn't happen, but it would be more likely for Nouns to beat Shopify Rebellion. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Right.
We're still looking for an upset. I don't know if this is where we'll find it. I mean, we have Dendy Podge.
Right.
You know, you've got to be hyped about that, but you look at our odds from esportsbet.io, 1.02 to 11.97. Well, I mean, we're almost at that point where it's just 1.0. You know, it's like it's just a little bit more. I don't know. At the least, you know, we were having discussion a while ago while the panel was going on. At the least, Funnick is on here that should be active. That's good.
Very good. Mid lane, bit of a fight over the ward, and they will find it. So Bait off to a good start here. They'll get rid of that mid ward straight away. Bounty runes wise, gonna just be fine. It looks like 2 for 2 trade on those bounties. While we have a chance as well, we do have a video. We ended up asking Ari. Hold that thought, because I forgot what the question was. But what is your favorite hero? Let's hear from Ari.
For me, my favorite hero that I pick, regardless of the meta or the patch or however they change it, would be Marcy. Ever since I first climbed to 10k, this was the hero I mainly did it on. And even now, throughout every change, every patch, I kept playing her. I kept doing really well with her. And even now, and I think a lot of people have given up on her because of the rebound rate being so ridiculously small now. I still have a lot of success with her, and I think I'll continue to do so no matter what.
Absolutely disgusting. Getting 10k with Marcy. I mean, that's nothing to be proud of, let me tell you, John.
Hey, Marcy, wow, you know what? Peak Marcy was pretty bad. I mean, what would you have rather heard? Someone climbing up in Primal Beast when he was fully busted?
Oh, Marcy was way worse. It wasn't even close.
Primal Beast was pretty annoying too.
No, it wasn't. Get out of here.
It was. I mean, we heard in Southeast Asia, right? Remember that interview I had with Mid1? He was just like Primal Beast and he just kept cursing. And we had to bleep that entire interview. That was great.
Yeah, but maybe he's one of those guys that likes anime girls, John. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Mid1 doesn't strike me as the most weebish out there. Still, back to NA. I mean, Ari does... well, there's a reason why Marcy's not in. And there's a reason why he's playing that Pugna instead. Still, laning-wise, it's not too bad right now for the side of Bait. And they're having this really strong start in Dendy. Nice hook onto Bryle.
Certainly is. Bryle's not going to land the stun either, so Dendy, he might have first blood. Very fire up, but Bryle surely cannot run. Dendy will just chase him down and secures first blood. Completely solo in the mid lane. A fantastic start for Bait.
Yeah, they just set up for Dendy, and you'll have to see it. You know, whenever Dendy wins his lane, he drops that sticker. He's got to.
That's a great sticker.
I mean, it's Dendy Podge, you know. He's got to win that lane, and he is. He's got a good ward to protect. They de-warded earlier on. That's what's making it so tough for Bryle. He does drop a ward now. So a little bit more protection for our Lesh. But a strong start already. And, you know, Dendy has access to the camps. He's going to be able to just keep hooking in between waves and just get that build-up. For TSM, and they do have decent enough rotations down the line, although they don't have the best hold, but they have really good ways of amping up that damage, especially from Ari, from Bryle. So they can connect later on, but with the ways their side lanes are going, they're just kind of focusing in. The toughest lane for them is going to be that bot lane for Kasane, and the panel talked about it. Stone Bank going to the Monkey King, purely just to counteract that Centaur and to kind of tie in with this Inkswell combination with that Tree Dance later on.
Absolutely. See how Kasane does deal with it. Going back to the mid-punch for a moment, John, and I know well, hold on a minute, top lane, Whitemon. We'll go for a bit of a fight here with Moose, but that's a Treant Protector you're trying to fight, so no chance that's happening for Whitemon. Going back to the Pudge, and I know we've brought this up so many times. In fact, hold that thought, because Ari's now in trouble. Bottom lane, Pugna gets stunned up by Inkswell. There'll be no follow-up, though, because Stonebank, well, he had Boundless, but didn't have any Jingu stacks going. What do you think about the fact that Dendy doesn't ever build Ags on this hero? Because Ags on Pudge just seems so busted.
It is. I think Dendy still prefers to play it as sort of that Space Maker kind of hero. The threat of Hook is what he loves. We tend to see him rush Blink And honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world because he does tend to just run around and make space for his team and give that space out to Funnick and to Stonebank. It does kind of take away that really strong early farming timing and forward presence for Dendi.
Oh, top lane. Moves able to secure a kill onto Tomato, and that's a pretty big one. Taking the Nature's Prophet pos 1 down here on the side of TSM. Bait now sitting at 2-0.
A great start for them, and this is something that we've seen Bait excel at, actually. Their laning phase tends to go really well. They find this strong start, they build the foundations up, and when you look at this lineup, you do have more activity that can come through. I think that's what we've got to see coming out, especially from Funnick. Like, he gets the strong start, he's got to be able to play with his team, and so far, they're just making it pretty difficult for Tomato to just find that running start. And Whitemon, with this Riki in this lane, I mean, we've seen this with support Riki. His issue is he needs to wait for 15 minutes to have impact.
Uh-oh, Whitemon. Scatterblast will connect. He'll try to trickster the trade out. Blink Strike is there just in the nick of time. It's Tomato saving the day, allowing the space away for Whitemon, and he will be able to slowly regen his way back up. But that Riki, it really is all about that 15-minute shard timing. Like, before that point, you don't really do too much, and Whitemon, it's one of the things, right? Like, you can't blink into a snap fire like that. John, the Scatterblast, it does hurt close up.
I think he was trying to go for a mango into Tricks of the Trade play, maybe.
Right.
It doesn't quite come out in time, just cops the death. So another kill going the way of Bait, a 3-0 start. Their lanes, again, looking fantastic with this kind of start already. And they've got their foundations. For TSM, it's going to be a little bit slow. I say a little. It's probably just going to be really slow, considering that you have to wait for that 15-minute mark. You have to get farm up on Tomato. You have to connect Bryle and Kasane. That's going to be your big play. Just stampede in with your Lesh, tie in with the amp damage from Ahri downline, and try to force objectives. Whether or not Bait will allow that, another story. I mean, Dendi, top of net worth right now, gonna have his phase boots up, has this member. He can easily look for a lot of opportunities here.
Certainly could. They are looking mid lane for Bryle. Thing is, they do have that nice observer ward, so Bryle knows that Lodine at least has rotated. Moose, maybe not so much, and Moose is going to walk in now with the Leech Seed and Nature's Grasp. Dendi's got the haste rune up, so he can go for a chase here, and Bryle, I don't know where he's going to run to. He'll try to go for the stun, but there's no way it's going to land. Dendi completely juking it out. And Bryle getting very close to taking down Moose, but not quite close enough. As Dendi will just easily be able to walk out of this, no problem. The perfect rune to be found here for the Pudge. And Dendi, he's going for more. Up towards the top lane. They are trying to move in onto Funnick. Whitemon doesn't have any more spells to throw out, and here comes Dendi. See if he can land this one. Whitemon is an easy target if he does catch him. Hook. Oh, it's right on the mark. They've got the Dismember back up. And that'll be another for the Pudge Master himself.
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's got that strong start. He should hit an early timing onto something like his Blink. Maybe go for the Hood of Defiance first for a little bit of protection. No, he's actually going Ags. He's actually killing the Ags.
He's been listening. There we go. He's figured it out here, John.
Oh my. All right, maybe Bait can actually beat the odds. Bait betters
Here we
on
go.
esportsbet.io, they're going to be really happy.
Hook off the mark this time. Hoping for Bra to walk back, but not quite. That T1 tower, it's going down very quickly here. Bait needs to commit to something. And it seems like they won't do it. It will drop. Bryle able to take it, no problem. And this is where things might start slowly falling apart for Bait if they're not too careful. Like, that mid-tier 1 dropping, it does open up the map quite nicely for TSM.
And you have to remember, with this draft coming out from TSM, it counteracts that Treant Protector's presence massively. You don't care for Living Armor's additional armor on towers. You don't care for that protection. You can just melt right through. So you can just keep that push pace going. And that was Bryle without any points in Diabolic Edict. It's just the presence of Ahri with level 2 Netherblast. It's more than enough. For the side of Bait, they've got the kisses ready. They could try to make plays. And they are getting a decent enough start on Stonebank. I say that, Stonebank is bottom net worth. So outside of Dendi, the lanes actually haven't shaped up as well despite all these kills.
Oh, bot lane, Kasane being chased down, does get stunned up by the Inksword, but my goodness, the Nature's Wrath doing so much damage back to Stonebank. He just couldn't afford to keep going. Just way too risky, especially against that level 3 double edge that you have got on Kasane. And the rotations are incoming. Whitemon will try to cut them off. He'll find Lodine in just a moment. Brawl around the corner as well. Dendi has TP bot though. 4 versus 4 down to this bot lane at the moment. Boundless Strike is there. Into the Mortimer's Kisses Kasane. Can he survive through it? He's going to try. Whitemon jumps in, but the smoke screen does nothing. He will drop on the center of Stonebank. Somehow still alive. Brawl's now the one in trouble. Dendi's on the chase. Can they catch him? They certainly can. Low time to take the kill, and Dendi's given it to him already with the voice lines.
They get really aggressive on TSM, punished very nicely by Bait. Again, their laning phase is coming out pretty alright. They might not have as much farm, but their team fights, their coordination in these ganks are looking really strong. And this build-up for Dendi, the fact that he's #1 in net worth, and this Ag's timing is going to be critical. For TSM, they've got to hold out until minute 15.
Again? Bottom lane? Funny? Oh, bit off the mark with the cookie. Scatterblast, Inkswell should both land, and now the hook. He steps away perfectly, allowing another kill for Dendi. And you know, this is something we've been talking about behind the scenes as well. This is what everyone's wanted to see from Funnick. Not the farming game. Group up with your team and get to fighting. And well, Funnick, he's doing a fantastic job so far.
Yeah, I'm just having this additional hero that plays with your team, that gives you team fight, makes a massive difference. Stonebank.
Oh, the silence was on a creep, I believe. Oh, maybe. Stonebank, he's still in trouble regardless. Boundless does absolutely nothing, and he will drop. In fact, Lowdyne also going down. That tier 1 top tower, it is set to fall. I mean, you have that level 1 edict. Though Dendi has another haste rune up. He'll go right after Braille, but the smoke screen is there from Whitemon, making sure Dendi can't keep it up. And so the tier 1 top tower, it will remain protected at least for now. Though I can't say the same for the bottom tier 1. It is currently dropping.
They just have so many ways to push here on TSM. Just having this option with the Lesh, with the Pugna, and even the Centaur, with a Retaliate up, it's pretty tricky to be all over the map here for Bait. And losing all these objectives, it's opening up the map favorably for TSM. Bait, they're ahead in kills, but it's really not translating to net worth. Stonebank, he's going to need a lot of time to get that Battle Fury timing up.
That he will. Top lane, there is going to be a group up from Bait. They might at least try to go for this top tier 1, but it does feel like if you are TSM, you can try and defend this. It's just a matter of whether they want to or not. They've already found the mid and the bottom tier 1, so there's just no need for them to rotate for this. They can just keep farming the map and pushing out the other lanes. Only Whitemon really around the top lane at the moment, and he's probably just going to want to farm that area to get his shards up. Once that 15 mark is there. And yeah, TSM, they're just not bothering. There's no need. They're just more than happy to keep that farm game going and try to escalate in terms of net worth. Though Bait, obviously wanting to fight, will smoke up as 4. Dendi, he'll frontline for the team. Whitemon, not underneath detection right now, so should not be spotted out. Smoke is broken though, so Dendi should know the Riki was around. But he doesn't have a dust. Lowdyne does, but he's not within range any longer. The Riki, generally not the target you want to try and hook if he does have tricks of the trade up. So this smoke gank, it'll amount to nothing.
Yeah, it's a big dodge out from TSM. They're just working the map so much better. With the bot area cleared out, they're able to get really good farm on Tomato, #1 now. And they're still keeping good distribution with Brawl and Kasane. So those item beats are still set to come out here.
Mid lane, Stonebank, he'd be a crazy kill here if they could find it. TSM, they'll make the jump in. Life drain out as well. Stonebank, he will Boundless, but it's not going to do enough. It's just so hard. It goes back to that mid-tier 1 tower dropping so quickly. Like, you don't have any space left for Stonebank to farm in. He does have the triangle on the top side of the map, but I mean, Funnick's been farming there, and quite frankly with this Monkey King, John, he's nowhere near his Battle Fury. He can't farm the triangle.
No, he's not set up for it yet. Bait, again, they've had the right idea with the smoke play, but once they let that aggression off, TSM just outfarms them. Like, you could keep up with Dendi. His Ags is almost up, but everyone else is just not getting that build-up they'd want. And you're allowing TSM to hit that 15-minute mark. I mean, the gold's already ready on Whitemon. We're a minute and a half away. Once you've got to deal with that sleeping there, things get really dicey. And you've got the full Bloodstone up for Brawl as well. Though he could be in a spot of trouble if he's not careful here.
Could be, but the Bloodstone does make it kind of hard. Mortimer's Kisses, Overgrowth is there, hold him down, but the damage is just not adding up. Just doesn't really stack up. He's just tanky enough with the Bloodstone, and well, that was a nice attempt, but again, had you had a third person, maybe Dendy was around, would have been a different story, but not so much as two.
Yeah, I mean, you just get fully topped up as well with Ari around. Oh,
here we go. Mid lane, they found Dendy on the punch. Oh,
Ooh.
nice dodge. With the illusion rune completely duking out that stun. We'll give the voice line tips her out. In the meantime, Ari does find moves. You know, I've been thinking this a lot recently, John, during this this NADPC Tour 1. It does feel like Dendy, you know, no memes, he is still a real top tier player.
He is. I think we've seen Dendy really shine here on bait along with moves. Like, that duo is just so devastating.
They are.
When they connect. And, oh, Lowdine?
Jump in again, Lowdine's in trouble. And that's not throwing shade at his teammates.
No, no.
But he really is playing what feels like a level above the rest of his team. Like him and Moose in particular feel like the combo you got to watch out for from this team.
Yeah, they've just been on point. And we've seen Dendy just beat out these mids multiple times already. I mean, he's had a better time than Brawl. He found that early kill. He's got the Ags up and running in this game. He's got a lot of output. And there's nothing from TSM to really stop that yet. Going for the BKB next to undo all of that damage that Brawl and Ari can kind of do on top of him. So he's set to have a lot of impact here. And the name of the game right now is just stall for Stonebank. That is the one major issue for Bait. You have this amazing start in Dendy, but everyone else outside of him has just been sacked. Stonebank and Funnick still waiting for that build-up. And it just goes back to this inclination of Bait to farm under two other cores, right? Like, you could try to play around with Funnick. He does have the mech, but he wants to be more durable. He wants that full pipe. And that just allows TSM to work the map better.
Well, that does take us back to the odds as well, John. I mean, we saw it earlier, but right now, 11.61 to 1.01. Obviously, TSM being the favorites. I mean, I don't know if the game's that far apart, but it is a 6k advantage at 16 minutes in, so perhaps the odds are fairly accurate, as there is going to be a hook to try and save Lowdine. He goes back in, though. Sleeping Dart is there from Wymon to set up, and this is where things get very annoying. Because you have the perfect stun setup for Brawl with the Sleeping Dart. Like, it's... Wymon catches you, you are basically just dead.
Yep, there is no stopping that. Dendy?
Well, this time around they're not close enough, but no, never mind. Kasane, he's got the blink to move in, and they are certainly close enough. People complain about the range of Sleeping Dart. I complain about the cooldown.
I complain about both. Both aspects are just too much. It's too much. It's 12 seconds, a 3-second sleep, and the range is just ridiculous. It's too much for a 1.4k thing that you buy at 15 minutes. It just changes the hero in such a drastic way.
It does. Then again, if you had to change it, what would you do?
Make it Ags? It would kill the hero, but with what it does, it feels like an Ags item.
Well, there it is again. Stun in. Kasane's got the tree in. Follow-up stun. He's just dead. You know, I agree with you, Joe. If this was an Ags, I'd say it's okay. You know, 4.2k worth of gold to get that, I'd say it's still fine. But yeah, 1.4k, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Like, if you do make it Ags, the hero is dead. Smoke instantly broken as well by Whitemon.
It's the problem with Ricky's. You can't gank anyone. Right? They dust him up. What does that mean? He just walks away. If he needs to blink, he will. But he doesn't. In fact, now he can just move back in. Dust wears off. Kasane happy to follow Whitemon here. Sleeping Dart at the ready as per always. He won't find anyone yet, but Dendy's going to show him that mid-wave. And there are heroes around to help out if they want to follow up. Though it seems like Dendy is kind of baiting for his team here. Whitemon, he will not take it. Waiting around that high ground ward, Kasane will move in, Sleeping Dart out, but everyone seems to be just fine. Hook and Cookie away.
Has been killed.
But the problem is they just can't get control back of that Radiant jungle here on the side of Bait.
No, and they've lost 2 couriers just trying to ferry items out there as well. Just murdered by the side of TSM.
Oh, stuns Brile. Creep just goes rogue there for a moment. In the meantime, BKB's completely up on Tomato now. So he can join the fight whenever the hell he wants. Beta's still hanging around that mid lane. Currently 9k behind, and well, Ari, he'll be chased down a little bit, but the problem is you've already expended the hook. So you can't really catch the Pugna. Now Tomato. He's TP'd right in onto the stream, but he's got that BKB up. He does not mind. Sprout out on Dendi, lock him down, even putting him to sleep for a moment, just in case. Dendi, he's trying to run the Flesh Heap, a great defensive ability, but not quite great enough. And while this is happening, bot lane, Brawl is just solo pushing the bot tier 2 tower. He wasn't even there. Cookie, Mortimer's kisses, but the problem is they don't have the overgrowth. Brawl, Bloodstone, but no, the glyph comes out. Oh, they won't let the Bloodstone heal come in. Very nice glyph from Bait. But here comes the cavalry. They know they're stuck in the tree line. Keep in mind, Tomato, he doesn't have the BKB any longer. It's on cooldown at the moment. So it seems like TSM, they will not be able to avenge their friend for now. They'll just go back to the farm game. But you're going to love to see that. Cheeky glyph.
It is very cheeky. Heads up play coming out from Bait, and they stall out in that tier 2. They can heal it up a little bit longer here with Moose. So stalling for time. Might be able to get the D wards going as well in that contested area. Side of TSM not keen on fighting back. It's a nice kill. And that's what we need to keep seeing from Bait. Play with that combination. They are only taking like a defensive stance right now. I'd love to see Bait take the aggression. Just try to force the movement out yourself. Try to punish TSM elsewhere off the map. Get some space out to really accelerate on Stonebank, because the guy is still not quite online. That discrepancy between him and Tomato is still huge. So yeah, you need to play around a spike. You are strong. You can play around these ults quite well. And they are grouping up top here.
They are. Bait. Again, still 9k behind. They have the pipe up on Funix, so perhaps trying to go for a bit of a surprise reveal, though I say that, Funix not even there. He's down at bot lane at the moment. So you're kind of missing that pipe action. Whitemon does get a sleeping dart out onto the Monkey King. Kasane, he's going to jump in, but the whole team is there waiting. Overgrowth will hold down the Centaur, but he's the tankiest target. Kasane still running. They'll cookie him up, but he's not dying. He's not dying. He literally just walks away.
That's massive commitment.
Oh, look at Whitemon. He's back in. Kasane's out with the hoof stomp. Funnick probably should have just stayed bot lane. It's not worth it. And they can't follow up. The sleeping dart just puts everyone to sleep.
They baited out 3 ultimates from Bait. 3 ultimates and they don't find the kill. And that's not a good feeling. If they manage to tie in the overgrowth and the kisses with Wukongs, synchronize a little bit better, that could have worked out. Now TSM has an opening. They know they don't have to worry about that team fight outside of kisses.
Well, they'll see Whitemon for a moment. He'll just de-ward and get out of there. Again, it's one of the beautiful things about the support, Ricky, is you have so many escape routes. With 2 of your abilities, it's just so hard to catch this hero. Here we go again. Smoke up.
I was under vision, though.
I don't think they mind. Bait, they're setting up for a fight. TSM, I mean, you said it. They were under vision when they smoked. Question is, can Bait actually capitalize off this small mistake TSM's made? Doesn't really seem like it. Seems like they more want to just stay away from them at the moment.
Just look at Tomato. He's free to farm. All this action happens without him. He can just TP in. In comparison, Stonebank, he was under threat up top. He's trying to solo farm bot. And it's just a lot harder for him to keep up with what Tomato's doing, with his build-up. And the side of TSM just take over the triangle. Pinks are coming out for the top tier 1. With Braille around, shouldn't take too long. Heck, even with just Ari, it's not going to take too much time at all.
Well, mid lane, they could try onto Kasane again, but I would not recommend it. He's got the full pipe up now. Didn't have it last time around. Sleeping dart, Whitemon. He's caught the Snapfire, and again, they try to silence him, but he just gets out. Like, they have no real forms of catch for this Ricky.
Oh?
They'll smoke in the mid lane. Do you really want to start with Braille, though?
That's where we've seen the most success out from Bait. If they can kill off Braille and just prevent his team from connecting, then it makes it a lot more awkward for Tomato to kind of clean up. That could be the play. Still holding on with that smoke, but Let's see if they find an angle here. At least Stonebank's giving some vision.
And he was, bait. They've got to move on to their own high ground. That's the tough part. Whitemon, smoke broken. Oh, he knows. He knows Moose is in the tree line. But he won't find the sleeping dart. Dendi, however, he's a bigger target. Can they close the gap? Not quite. Whitemon, he'll jump into the backside instead. Try and go onto Lodine, who does go for the Inkswar combo. In comes the Nature's Prophet, Tomato, he'll get to work. Wukong's command committed. Can they actually do anything? Funny, he got Whitemon, but Dendi's in trouble in the meantime. They catch the Pudge out. Again, he's a very tanky boy, but when Decrepify gets placed, that Magic Camp with the Leshrac, it's just so much damage.
It just rips them apart. And they commit so much just to kill off Whitemon. I mean, again, for bait, they're going for these defensive sort of decisions. They're the ones responding, but these responses are just not enough to steer this game back in their favor. They need to take the risk. They need to be the ones to jump in. And without the kisses, now they can't contest Roche. Doesn't take too long for TSM to clear this one out.
Yeah, they certainly cannot. First Roshan of the game is going to go the way of TSM, it seems, unless bait can make some magic happen. Only person around the area is Moose on the tree, and he doesn't have any way to get into that Roshan pit. Just about 500 gold away from his own blink. So Briar will happily take the Aegis away. Look at top lane. Whitemon's still waiting. He's waiting for someone to show. He is pinging out as well. He wants some help here. They know Moose is around here somewhere. Dust did connect. Oh, and they saw him.
What?
Oh, that's just disgusting.
Oh, the curse.
It's disgusting.
The curse of the old growth just completely counters tree and shard.
It does too.
Right? Like, it just gives you vision in the tree line. So Treant's 1.4k investment gets counteracted by Prophet's 1.4k investment.
Very good.
And Ricky's 1.4k invested, it's just busted. Very nice.
It's like compound interest here inside of TSM.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, the one thing for bait, though, is that if this does get into a high ground fight,
Under attack.
they have some good high ground, right? Like, they have some good hold. They've got the blink eventually coming out here under Treant once that's up for Moose. You can set up for the kisses. You can set up for the hooks of Dendi and just play around that. And Dendi still has a fresh BKB to work onto. So there are still item spikes left for bait. But TSM, they've just worked this map a lot better. They've been much more efficient. Their movement has just bought so much space for Tomato that he's 20k. He's 7k above Stonebank. I mean, that's a huge difference between the cores. And he's about to have a Satanic too. Like, it's going to be tough to lock him in if you can even get on top of it.
I mean, we kind of saw this with Arteezy in the last series as well. You get to a point where the Satanic comes up and it really does become a matter of how do you kill this Prophet. Top side, Funix in the tree line, but guess who's there? Whitemon, you'll see him. Sleeping Dart is out. Funnick, he does have some help around the corner though. Ari does get caught, but with the Stampede away, he is fine. And Funnick, he cannot TP. He is caught by Bryle and just dies. While the rest of Bait, they're still trying, but Stonebank, you cannot fight, sir. He'll BKB, but how are you going to get out?
Oh, no.
He's not holding a TP. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's just a mess.
He had double damage and he just tickled Kasane.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like no damage was coming through. It's just, that's how rough it is for Bait right now. They need to connect together. They need to play with a Snapfire and with his Treant combination. Overgrowth plus kisses. And leading into hooks, leading into Inkswell setup for Stonebank. They've got to play as a unit. And again, this is something that's been emblematic of Bait that we've seen happen from them. They have this really strong laning start, but the mid game, it just doesn't connect.
Yeah, it looks like Kasane actually stunned Stonebank in the tree line thanks to that great Observer Ward. And like I said, John, I don't know if he'd committed a TP and got stunned, but he didn't look happy. He did not have a happy face on. That is a reaction, I'll tell you.
I mean, it's hard to really be happy at the moment for Bait, but they still have some place. They're going for the smoke out. They still have this blink reveal on Moose. If they can connect it somehow with this kisses, it could work in their favor.
I mean, I don't speak the language, but for Stonebank, I think he might have been blaming the supports there for a moment. Why is there a ward on that high ground? How's that allowed? I've heard the conversation before, trust me, John. As a support player, I've heard it many times.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think Bates ever invaded that area until that point. So
That's true.
you know, it's not like the supports had an opportunity to try and D-ward at that moment there.
In Stonebank's defense, they were there for about 20 seconds. They had time. As my pos one would say.
Dire are scanning.
I suppose. Smoke out from TSM, and they've got this. They're still ready with a BKB and Blink on Brawl. He could just go ham here.
Here we go. White one looking to set up again. Moves,
what?
Overgrowth is
Huh?
out. Hook is there as well. They've caught Whitemon, so they'll get rid of the pesky Ricky. Moves, he's going to trade his life away for this. Bryle, look at, he just doesn't care. He blinks right into 4. He won't go too far. Won't go high ground yet. But a 1-for-1 trade, both pos 5s going down. I think for Bait, as long as the Ricky's dead, they feel a little bit more comfortable on the map.
I mean, it's a comfort kill, but Overgrowth down is massive. That's a minute 10 where TSM, we're like, all right, they can't stop the Stampede. We could just go.
They won't though. They'll sit back for now. There is only 10 seconds left on the Aegis to be absolutely fair. So it looks like they'll take the time to farm up a little bit. Maybe wait out Whitemon to be back up before you get going. Obviously, a long wait for the next Roshan, but it won't be a big deal for TSM. They're just more than happy to play this cautiously. You definitely don't want to throw a 20k advantage as well. Like, a 20k net worth lead, one bad team fight could throw it back the other way. I suppose they'll just wait for another nice setup here from Whitemon.
Yeah, they're all back relatively quick. They don't quite have the vision that they'd want to here on TSM. Don't have those forward wards set up any longer. So it's a little bit harder to get that jump in. For Bates' part, they don't have as much reach either. They do have at least one really nice defensive set of wards that they use to kill off Whitemon. And they still have this opportunity to go for smoke plays. Overgrowth in 9 seconds. They can just look to force pickoffs once more. And if TSM just stays scattered, you have big opportunities for Bait to try to build off with these solo kills.
I just realized how low the Curse of the Old Growth cooldown is. Because he just tried to use it for the tree, and I'm like, oh, it got wasted. And then I look at the cooldown, it's 18 seconds.
Isn't that nice?
That is such a tree encounter, it's not even funny.
And it got buffed from 6 to 7 seconds. It's almost 50% uptime, you know, just 2 seconds off from the duration. To be up 50% of the time, very nice.
I guess I'm picking Prophet in my pubs now. Sorry for the jungle Prophet, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only kind of Prophet I play, John.
That
I'm
was
old
peak
school.
Dota, dude.
It really was.
Peak Dota, you just camp the triangle.
If you were the Prophet. For everyone else, it was something else. Dendy. He'll get caught out mid lane. Bryle, gonna land. No, he won't land the split out. The cookie does save, but he gets sprouted anyway. Leashed up, held in, forced to pop his BKB to run. But if you're TSM, you may consider trying for high ground, knowing the BKB of Dendy is down. Or maybe not. Maybe just go address the lanes again. Who cares?
Yeah, you have a lot of options. Still Overgrowth Kisses ready for Bait. Wukong's as well. They could find an angle here.
They want Whitemon. They want him real bad. But Whitemon's just taking care of all these sentries around the area. And for any other support Ricky players out there, John, this is how you play Ricky. You buy sentry wards, and you get rid of the enemy sentry wards so they can't see you. It's very clever gameplay.
That's the John Cena way. Nice. Can't see him. Very nice hero. Looks exactly like a potato salad.
What's that? The Ricky?
Yeah.
I'm missing the joke here.
John Cena, potato salad.
I've never heard of this meme.
You've got to be on the internet more, Mike.
Stonebank. Oh, he's been caught out. He doesn't make it to the high ground. It may not matter. Seems like TSM are not happy with the Soulbind, and now the Overgrowth into a 3-man Boundless. Oh, it's a lot of disable, but the follow-up's not there.
No.
It looks so good.
It looks great, but Pipe of Insight just blocks so much of that damage.
Oh.
And they couldn't follow through. Like, there was just these minute delays when the Overgrowth's out and the Kisses comes in and the Wukong's. They need to maximize every second of control, and it just doesn't come out. So TSM, they know all these big spells are down. They can look to just be aggressive. They could try to push high ground if they wanted to, but... Oh, Dendy?
Kasane is a tanky boy. Can they actually try with this? Tomato's going to move in. He sprouts up and leashes up Stonebank. Stonebank's trying his best. He'll pump his BKB. It's not enough, and now Kasane, a double stun out on the Centaur. Oh, I think this might be it, honestly. If you really want to, you can go tier 4s from this.
Yeah, there's not much to stop you. Your push is
GG.
insane, and they call the GG. I mean, look, we saw a great showing from Bait in the early game. Their laning phase was fantastic. Dendi actually had a pretty good time against Ryle. Right? He found that solo kill. He got active. He went for the Ags. Right? Dendi went for...